Hey guys, what's up? It's John, and in this video I want to talk about this thing right here. This is the Odroid. You're thinking now it's a Gamecube. Well, it's a Gamecube case, and Odroid is a single board computer similar to Raspberry Pi. I think it's a little bit more powerful than a Raspberry Pi, honestly. And shout out to my good friend Kirk, who helped me put this together. He's actually selling these as well. I'll put a link to for more information in case you guys are curious. And it has 4 USB ports in the front. You can power it on and off from the front here. There is a separate remote you can purchase for it. You can turn it on and off remotely as well. On the back, you have 4 more USB 3.0 outlets here, and then you have HDMI, and you have a cable connection as well. This thing can play a lot of great games. I have hooked up to an external hard drive with a bunch of different games on there. And what I want to show you also is I've got synced right behind me on top here. I got this Wii sensor bar. It's with USB. And you can play shooting games using the Wii remote, which is fantastic. So I'm going to show you an example of that. It's very accurate as well, which is cool. So you can use your Wii remote and sync it up and do shooters, which is awesome. So a lot of great shooters. If you guys have any recommendations from shooters, let me know. You can play anything from Duck Hunt to more modern games. There's a lot of great ones for the Dreamcast, for example. So without any further ado, let's take a closer look at the Odroid. I love what they did here. It looks really cool. This top part doesn't open up or anything like that. But without any further ado, let's take a closer look. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what games you recommend checking out. I got a bunch of games on my external hard drive. We'll go from there, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, I want to show you some cool intros here, and there's various folders. So this is like the Nintendo collection. And if you wait a little bit, it shows you like this really cool intro. So each folder has its own intro. And when you go within the folder, you have your games. There's Neo Geo. These are by company. And then you go to favorites, you got light gun games as well. Got all games. I think total with my external hard drive, I've got over 50,000 games, 52,000 games on here, which is crazy. You got the Zelda folder. This is really cool. What's your guys' favorite Zelda game? I think Link to the Past is probably my favorite one. Turtles folder, which is cool. What's your guys' favorite Turtles game? I think the classic arcade. Turtles in Time is also really good. Let's check out. And once you get past the folders, you get to the systems, right? So here's PlayStation 1. Got almost 1,600 games, PlayStation 1 games. Kind of a cool remix intro. I mean, it's pretty sweet. Let's check out another one. Let's do, Naomi is like the Dreamcast version of the arcade, or arcade version of the Dreamcast, rather. Oh, that sound. So classic. Classic Dreamcast. Crazy Taxi in the corner there. MSU Mega Drive. It's updated audio. Get back to that in a second. Super Nintendo MSU's updated audio as well. Some visuals as well in some cases. The Virtual Boy. A lot of people don't care for the Virtual Boy. Actually, I'm not a hater on it. I think there's a few good games on it. Kind of unique. I was one of the few people that actually bought the Virtual Boy when it first came out. Here's a cool intro for the Super Nintendo. That's awesome. A lot of people put a lot of time into making these. This is sweet. Here's Nintendo. This is Game Boy. This is one of my favorite ones. How cool is that? That's rad. NES. The old classic commercial. And the last one I'll show you, I could go through all these. There's a ton of them. This also has a media player as well, so you can have games. This is ColecoVision, one of my favorite consoles of all time. Growing up, I had the ColecoVision. That's awesome. Okay, let's dive into some games. I'm going to go right into the shooters. Let's do the first one's the Dreamcast. And this game is... Gotta enjoy this intro real quick. So many memories of that intro. And this is a shooter for the Dreamcast. Definitely check out. It's built on the same engine as... It's called Death Crimson. And it's built on the same engine as House of the Dead by Sega. So this is based on the arcade. You can see my cursor here. I'm using my Wii remote. And it's playing at frames per second, top right corner. It's close to 60 frames per second. So that's pretty solid. That's really solid. Right away, you can look. It's got a very similar feel to House of the Dead. But you play like against robots instead of zombies. And you play this 2-player as well. But yeah, really accurate. I've got the option where I have the cursor set up. I just prefer to see the cursor, but you can turn it off if you wanted. Makes it a little easier to play when you see where the cursor is at, though. You gotta load, shooting off screen to load. I hate how they always have people running randomly. I just shot a kid, you know, randomly. But the voice acting in these games is so bad, but good. Here's Battle Clash. This is for Super Nintendo. Let's jump to this game real quick. Super Scope 6. I remember when the Super Scope 6 first came out, and it was very revolutionary. You had it on your shoulder. You had to adjust the target system here real quick. But I love, there's a handful of games that came out for Super Scope 6. This is one of them. And this was an early game for the Super Nintendo back in the day. And these games, you know, like Pilot Wings and all these had kind of similar style graphics to like the earlier stages of Super Nintendo games. And just I'm just so reminiscent of these style of games when Super Nintendo came out. Because I remember growing up with the Super Scope 6. And it was really cool. The Genesis had, I think, the Minister, which was very similar to this. And there's a handful of Genesis games also that used kind of a bazooka-style weapon called the Minister, I believe. But these boss battles here in this game are pretty challenging. See, it takes a lot. Gotta hit them in the weak spot points. I was supposed to hit that, but obviously I didn't. We'll go and jump to another classic game. You guys will most likely recognize Duck Hunt for the NES. Classic. Oh, I missed him. Let him get away. It's no good. I remember when this game... Oh, there you go. Got him. This game came out. It's pretty awesome, you know. But with modern TVs, the technology is different because back in the day, the light would reflect off the screen. That's not the case anymore. But it's nice to have this Wii sensor bar and the Wii remote to play. It's pretty cool. See if I can get him. Got him. Nice. Get one more. Got him. Sweet. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move on from the shooting games. This is the MSU Genesis, and it's got updated audio. And this is a game I want to show you. Golden Axe, one of my favorite beat-em-ups. Great game, must own for the Genesis Mega Drive. But the audio in this is incredible. You can hear. Let's listen, give it a listen, see how it's so much different. It's more orchestrated. They still kept the yelling though when they die, which I love. This is such a great sound. But the audio is so much different. There's other games for the MSU Genesis, for example. Moonwalker has actual real Michael Jackson music to it. And Ghostbusters has real Ghostbusters music, for example. Here's MSU Super Nintendo moving on. This is Link to the Past, but enhanced audio, as you can see here. But what's really cool, fans have made a whole video, full motion video. Let's just take a look. It looks so good, the audio, and people have gone through and created this is amazing. And if you have a certain flash card, you can actually play this on a normal Super Nintendo hardware, which is really cool. So, I think it's incredible. Voice acting and everything. I mentioned earlier in the video, Link to the Past is one of my favorite games. I love the fact that people have added more of a backstory to it, which is really cool.
My first harvest. These apples are perfect.
Alright, Hyper Fighting. This is for the Virtual Boy. I mentioned before, I'm a fan of the Virtual Boy, but there's a bunch of homebrew games people made. This is one of them. This is Street Fighter. They've taken basically the graphics from the Mega Drive or Genesis version and created it. I actually have a physical copy of game for the Hyper Fighting for the Virtual Boy. I got it at Portland Retro Gaming Expo years ago. I'm not quite sure how many copies they made. But when you play this on the Virtual Boy system, it is done in 3D. It looks really good, and with the controls, it actually controls really well. This emulated version is okay. Obviously, it's hard to emulate the 3D, obviously. But the voice kind of seems sped up a little bit in this version, to be honest. When you're playing on the actual hardware, it doesn't seem so sped up. But really great controls. Yeah, Hyper Fighting. This is Street Fighter 2 for the Virtual Boy. You also have like a Mario Kart for the Virtual 2. This is Splatterhouse. This is for the FM Towns system. It's a computer system, only came out in Japan. There's a system called the FM Towns Marty, which is a consoleized version of it. It's a CD-based console. This is Splatterhouse, ported to the Mega Drive. It came out for the TurboGrafx 16, the Genesis. But this is a really great port for the FM Towns. And this is what's really cool about this, is you're able to play games that you normally wouldn't be able to play the FM Towns. And there's a handful of great games. It's a 16-bit console or computer at the time. And Really great graphics, great colors, got really bold colors, a little better color palette than you'd see on the Mega Drive. This is Atari Karts for the Jaguar, and this is a really expensive game to find for the system, and this is basically a Mario Kart clone. You choose between 7 different racers. Bentley Bear, do you guys know where he's from? He's from a classic Atari game, Crystal Castles. That's right, if you guys guessed Crystal Castles, you guessed correctly. But this game is really bad. It's got the Mode 7 style graphics, and the controls are very stiff. And I do have a physical copy of this game as well. It's pretty rare. I'm not quite sure what it's worth now, but I got it in complete in box. And you get stuck in corners, and it's just very stiff. There's weapons, and there's like boosts and stuff like that you get in this as well. But when you hit a character in this, you kind of bounce back, which is really frustrating, as I just said there. But it looks very similar to Mario Kart. And this is, you know, quote 64-bit, where Mario Kart's 16-bit, and it kind of looks the same. So yeah, not a great game for the Atari Jaguar, but definitely one to own because it's kind of unique. And I'm not quite sure how many courses on this, to be honest. But you get stuck behind, you get stuck behind this kind of weird, stiff controls. I have to show you a good game for the Jaguar. This is Tempest 2000. The music's incredible, and Jaguar has a handful of games. You know, this is, and Alien vs. Predator is another must-own, in my opinion. And this game's also pretty rare to find, expensive to find, but it's a must-own. If you have a Jaguar, this is a must-own for the system. It plays very similar to original Tempest, but obviously updated graphics, and you get different upgrades, and it's so much fun. Really, very addicting. This is really a must-own for the system, in my opinion. Okay, another unusual console emulator. This is a game called Image Fight. This is for the Sharp X68000 computer in Japan. The computer itself in Japan came out in 1987. Was supported up until 1996 in Japan, floppy disk media, and there's a lot of great shooters for this platform. It's 16-bit, as you can kind of see here. It looks really good. It kind of looks a little bit better than a TurboGrafx 16, in my opinion. And this is a game I've never played before, but I want to kind of show you. It kind of reminds me of 1942 a little bit, but more like a futuristic version of 1942. And I just love these top-down shooters. And Japan they made so many good ones. And this is a really cool console. That's not a power-up. I thought it was, and I ended up killing myself, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a great console. Another good reason you want to check out some of these emulators, because these are games that you wouldn't be able to find normally. The last game I'll show you is Death Smiles. This came out in 2007 by Cave. This is the arcade version, and it's just a beautiful shooter. One of my favorite shooters of all time. And just the visuals look great, the gameplay is awesome, and there's really not much to say bad about this game, to be honest with you. There's several different levels. This game's imported to the Xbox 360, PS4, I believe Xbox One, even Switch, Steam have ports as well. So if you guys have either of those systems, I highly recommend checking it out. But you can see that the Odroid can handle quite a bit. There's no slowdown at all. What's cool about this game, can shoot forward, can shoot backwards. You got enemies coming from all sides. It's just such a beautiful game. And this game is, you know, going on almost 18 years old at this point, and it looks like it's a game that could come out today and be brilliant. So definitely highly recommend Death Smiles. Definitely check it out. It's got a really cool anime vibe to it as well, kind of a Halloween theme, and just love the theme. I just think it's a fantastic game. Thanks for watching, guys. I think overall the Odroid is definitely a system to check out. You can get it for pretty cheap. I'll put a link below to order one with information as well. Kirk is selling these kits with the Gamecube case. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, thanks for watching and subscribing. We'll see you soon. Take care, and game on.